Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today, we're going to talk about Mayor Pete again. Shortly after that last video went out, messages started to come in. Two variations. One saying, hey, since you talked about Mayor Pete, will you talk about paternity leave? And the other saying, oh, it's not just that it's his fault that he caused all these supply chain issues. It's that once he caused them, well, he took paternity leave. Sure, whatever. Yeah, we can talk about it. I am a huge supporter of paternity leave. If you don't know, I have a bunch of kids. And with the exception of about 36 hours after my middle son was born, I took what amounted to paternity leave. The only reason that 36 hours happened was because Ferguson popped off and I had to go cover it. And I came back as soon as humanly possible. I don't find paternity leave to be weird. What I find weird is the party of family values going all out to convince their constituents, their followers, that they don't need to spend time with their kids. That seems weird to me, except that's not really weird either. It's how they do it. If you have ever wondered how the Republican Party gets blue-collar working-class folk to vote against their own interest, this is how they do it. It's a case study in how they always do it. So, think about the pundits that you've heard talk about this. What did they say? Did they come out and say, paternity leave is bad? No. They came out and said, oh, Mayor Pete's on paternity leave. What's he doing? Trying to figure out how to breastfeed. I don't get it. The only real job of a dad after a birth is to take care of the mom, and there's no mom in this case. It's how they do it. They tie the policy that they don't like to a demographic that has been othered by their base. In this case, gay people. This is how they have convinced a bunch of working class people to be against the idea of paternity leave. This is how working class Republicans are going to go against their own interests. This would benefit them. These are policies that would benefit them. After they have a child, hey, here's some time off to spend with your kids. Oh, no, I don't want that because I don't want to be like those people. That's only for weak men. I'd rather be here at work with you guys. Because that's the stereotype. Weak men. They play into that stereotype that paternity leave is just for gay men, and gay men are weak, and you don't want to be like them, right? You don't want to have people make fun of you. You know, in his response, he said that it was toxic masculinity. That's exactly what it is. It's trying to put up this front of being this tough guy. Oh, I don't care about my kids. It's wild to me. But this is how they do it. All they have to do is convince their base that they're in a slightly better position than somebody else of a demographic they don't like, and they can convince them to vote against their own interests. Now, to shatter the idea that paternity leave is only for weak men, I would like to point you to the military parental leave program. The Army provides leave after a birth or adoption to mothers and fathers. And since we are talking about the Republican right, I mean, obviously, you can't say anything bad about the troops. They're not weak, are they? This is how they convince you. This is how they convince you to go against your own interests. This is how they convince you to go against things that would personally benefit you. So you can fit into some perceived idea of masculinity. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day. Go spend some time with your kids.